Dr. Sean J. Harris here at Generational Wealth Academy. Great morning to everybody. I want to talk this morning about being a slave to what we don't know. Here's the term I recognized when I first launched into entrepreneurship about 27 years ago, is that we don't know what we don't know. Many times we go through life and we think we have it all, or we think we're very knowledgeable in areas. But here's the deal. If you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You're in trouble. So think of it this way. There's some rooms where I'm the big fish, but then there's other rooms most of the time where I like to be the guppy, where I know the least, and that I'm in a room full of smarter people who can help me grow, because iron sharpens iron. But many times we sniff ourselves and smell ourselves and feel that we're the big I am, if you will, and that we know everything, and it gives us a badge of honor, I guess, to feel that we're all knowing amongst other people who may know a little less. But, you know, where we are in life is based on the current information that we have. So the money we make, where we live, how we live, the things we experience in life are all based on the skill set or the knowledge set that we currently have. So we have to position ourselves to get where we need to go by learning new information. So if you want to go to the next level, you have to learn next level information. So you guys hear me talk about the 3 changes that my family and I made to go from a position of being homeless at one time to millionaire status. So one of the key things is you have to be able to change what you read or what you picture in your ear and your eye gate. So as you guys see behind me, I got tons of books. I got books behind me, books off camera. I've read over 1,500 books. So I changed what I started putting into my mindset, which changed how I started thinking. Because your brain is indeed a muscle. It's the most powerful muscle you have in your body next to your tongue. So with that said, once I started working out my mental muscle, everything started changing for me. Then I started changing who I started associating with. I changed the type of crowd I started hanging with. Again, I had to get around people who were sharper than me in order to grow. So again, I like to give the analogy of a fish. Many times we think we're the big fish in the pond, but at some point we have to go from the pond to lakes to rivers to bigger oceans, and that's where we start getting the knowledge that we need to come back to our feeder ponds and now feed into the people that we now lead and mentor. So those are the first 2 changes. The third change was how I use my time. I stopped spending time and started investing time. And that's what made all the difference, because when time is expended, you would want to have a return on the investment of the time that you put in. But when you spend something, there's never a return on the investment. So those are 3 of the things I did. So a lot of times we become slaves to our environment or slave to our situations. When I was in law enforcement, I was a slave to my 9 to 5. And what I mean by that was I was conditioned to think within the means of the 9 to 5. So I was only thinking about my benefits, my insurance. I didn't learn about different types of insurance or different methods of securing benefits as an entrepreneur. But it took me getting around other people. It took me reading information and investing time to research about different information. And I came to find out that it's actually less expensive to take care of yourself benefits wise and insurance wise as an entrepreneur than it is as an employee. So the cost of paying insurance for me as an entrepreneur has been far less than what it was when I was working a 9 to 5. Another thing with the 9 to 5, it encapsulated me and kept me enslaved to thinking I can only live a life within the budget or the salary in which I was making. So if I was making $35,000 a year, I only stretched my mind enough to be able to live a $35K lifestyle. But once I started realizing that, listen, you can make in one day what you make all year, that's what stretched my mind and made me realize that, you know what, I don't have to be slave to $35,000 a year when I can now have a $35,000 a month lifestyle, a $35,000 a day lifestyle. So I say that to say is that we think we know a lot of things, but until we be honest with ourselves and realize that there's more things in the world that we don't know than we do know, that's when the ball starts rolling and we can start having growth in all the things that we do, whether it's finances, our health, relationships, all things of that nature. So those are some things I want everyone to think about who's listening to this, watching this video, is to ask yourself, how can I free my mind? How can I free my soul, my spirit, to bigger and better things that I may not be exposed to, and start learning some of those things that I'm not aware of? So that's the biggest step to growth, is to accept and acknowledge that we don't know everything. We can have all kind of letters before and after our name, but again, remember, there's more things that we don't know that we do know, and if we get around the right people to position ourselves to now start learning those things, that's when we start to grow. All right, guys, I hope that was a major impact and a value add. I'm Dr. Sean J. Harris. Make impact and make money while you're doing it.